Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Truesdale. I'm going to teach you lesson 5.3 today. You're going to be writing fractions and decimals as percentages. So it's the same kind of idea as yesterday, but instead of taking percents to fractions and decimals, we're going to convert fractions and decimals to percents. So here's your first example, and it's important to me that you write down those steps. So first of all, if we wanted to write this fraction as a percent, your step one is if you can multiply the denominator to get to 100. So take a look at this one. We have a 20 on the bottom. If we can easily multiply 20 by a number to get to 100, then we want to do that. So if yes, multiply the numerator and denominator by that number. So I can take 20 and multiply it by 5 because I want my denominator to be 100. Okay? If I multiply at the bottom, I multiply at the top. So 20 times 5 would give me 100. And 11 times 5 gives me 55. And then I take the numerator, and that's my percentage, 55%. Okay, so just to review, if you can make the denominator to 100, multiply it easily, then go ahead and do that, and then your numerator becomes your percentage. Alright, so let's look at this try problem. I want you to write this fraction as a percent. Remember step one, look at the denominator. Can we easily turn it into 100 by multiplying it by something? And then you guys got the rest. Go ahead and try it on your own. Let's see. Okay, so when we look at the denominator, we can easily multiply 25 times 4 to equal 100. If I multiply okay, there we go. If I multiply the bottom number by 4, then I need to multiply the top number by 4. 2 times 4 would be 8. So 8 over 100 is the same as 8%. Okay, try this one now. Write the fraction as a percent. Alright, when you write this one as a percent, you look at 10 on the bottom and say, can I multiply it by anything to get to 100? Well, I can multiply 10 by 10, which gives me 100. Yes. And I can take 9 times 10, and that will give me 90. So 90 100ths is the same as 90%. Okay, next one. Is there any number I can multiply by... Oh, sorry. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Okay, a number I can multiply 5 by to get to 100. I can multiply it by 20. Sorry, Felicity's playing with all of her toys. If I multiply 5 by 20, then I multiply 4 times 20. 4 times 20 is 80, which gives me 80%. Alright, so the next example, so that was changing a fraction to a percent. Now we're going to change a decimal to a percent. So when you change a decimal to a percent, step one, you want to find the decimal. So here we have 0.7, and we're actually not going to read these instructions because I don't want to change it to a fraction. And when you're changing it to a percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right, add zeros if needed, and then percentage sign. So 0.7 is the same as 7%. Okay, so a couple of try it problems. Remember, you want to find the decimal and move it 2 places to the right. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Okay, find the decimal 2 places to the right, and then we write our percentage sign. So we have 26%. Next one, go ahead and try it on your own. Okay, find your decimal 2 places to the right. This one is going to be 287%. And then next try it problem, go ahead and try it on your own. This one's a little trickier. When we go 2 places to the right, we have 0.2%. Make sure you have that decimal, because it's not 2%, it's actually 0.2%. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have done another try it problem. Hold on one second. All right, so sometimes if your denominator cannot easily be multiplied to 100, then you need to follow these steps. So take a look. See how 40, you can't multiply anything by 40 to make it to 100 easily. There's nothing that we can multiply it by. So if that happens, there's a different process you can follow. Okay, so first step is divide the numerator by the denominator. We're going to change this into a decimal. Okay, this step makes the fraction a decimal. So 23 divided by 40. So you'd have 23 divided by 40. Doesn't go in. 0, 0, decimal. 4 goes into 23. Let's see, that'd be 5. Is that right? 5 times 4 is 20. Yeah. So that'd be 200. Subtract will give me 30. So I'm just doing some basic division here. Bring down a 0 because I want to keep going. 4 goes into 30. 7 times 280. Bring down another 0. And then that would be a 5. And that would go in evenly. Okay, so now I have 0.575 as my decimal. And now I just follow the steps. Move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So 57.5%. Okay, so here's your first try it problem. A bag contains red and blue marbles. Given that 17/20ths of the marbles are red, what percent of the marbles are blue? Go ahead and try this one on your own. Okay, so they gave us 17/20ths of the marbles are red. So, but they want to find what percent of the marbles are blue. So there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to start with the red marbles. So 17/20ths are red. And I want to find what percent that is that are red. So I'm going to times this by 5. Okay. And that gives me 100 on the bottom. 17 times 5 is 85. So now that tells me that 85% are red. And I'm going to subtract 85 from 100 to find what the difference is, to find how many are blue. And it should give me, oh, I did that wrong. That would be 9. That would be 10. 15. So 15% are blue. Another way you could have done this is you could have said, okay, 17/20ths are red. That means 3/20ths are blue. And then if I times 20 by 5 and 3 times 5, it would give me 15%, which is the same answer. So both ways are possible to get to that same solution, that 15% of the marbles are blue. If you got 85%, you're half correct, but that's not actually what the question was asking. So you'd be at a level 2. Okay, next level 3 problem. The portion of shoppers at the supermarket who pay with a credit card is 0.36, 3600ths. What percent of shoppers at the supermarket do not pay with a credit card? Go ahead and try this one on your own. Okay, so I'm going to take my credit card payers, 36, and I'm going to switch it to a percentage and then subtract it by 100 to find out how many don't pay with a credit card. 2 to the right, that's 36%. Then if I subtract 36 from 100, it should give me 9 and 10, and that'll give me 4, 64%. So 64% of shoppers do not pay with the credit card, and 36% do. Last one today. About 23/40ths of a lawn is planted with Kentucky bluegrass. What percent of the lawn is planted with Kentucky bluegrass? Go ahead and switch that to a percentage. Alright, so if you were paying attention earlier, we actually already solved this. 23/40ths. We did solve it. We did some division here. It was like 4 problems ago. And when I was done, it gave me 575. So when I moved my decimal over, I got 57.5%. And I'm not going to solve that one again. If you need to rewind, you can watch the video in which I solved, or the part of the video where I solved 23/40. Alright, boys and girls, that's all of our video for today. Sorry I was going so fast. I have a really bad headache today, but I hope you have an awesome day of learning.